Hello, and thank you, Scylla and ladies, for that very moving representation of the real story of the brokenness. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my own brokenness. But fortunately for me, something broke through the brokenness. And I believe these images represent what that something is. I'd like to start with a quote from Carl Jung. He said, "Mandalas emerge in times of personal and social upheaval, and this is evidently an attempt on the part of nature at self-healing, which does not spring from intellectual inquiry, from conscious thought, but from an unconscious, instinctive impulse to heal." Prior to becoming a photographer, I worked in public health in a number of third world countries, in remote areas of the world, the Peruvian Amazon, the Thai-Cambodian border, the Sahara in the Sudan, and I neglected to take care of my own health. Stupid me. But I loved my work, and eventually this ignoring my health turned into chronic illness, and I was unable to continue working overseas. Intellectual inquiry could not restore the vitality that I once had, not physically, not emotionally. Immerse yourself in nature, photography, poetry. I tried that, and 9/11 happened in the first week of my class. I felt compelled, given my history of working in war zones, to document the local responses to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Then suddenly, literally overnight, I started photographing dandelions. I don't know where this came from. There was no idea to conform to, no plan. I just compulsively started photographing dandelions. I stole them from the neighbors' gardens, along the street. 3.5 months in my kitchen, no special equipment, just photographing dandelions. Around the same time, my brother was preparing for surgery, and I'd become friends with a young boy from Puerto Rico who was at the Ronald McDonald House just accidentally. We met on the street, and he was the only son waiting for a liver transplant. And so I just wanted to make a nice, whimsical photograph for John and for Omar. It didn't turn out the way I wanted. I made mistakes. And so I decided to scan the negative into the computer and then pick the parts that I liked. I said, this is great, I like Photoshop. All those people that say, oh, it's not pure if it's Photoshop. But I picked the parts, and then I started playing. And like I said, it was just absolutely, totally spontaneous. I just played and played. I didn't eliminate the mistakes I made. I left them in. This is the result of my mistakes and playing around. A mandala is, and I believe these are mandalas. I call them mandalas because of the circumstances. And a mandala is a Sanskrit word that means circle. And geometry means to measure the earth and to reestablish boundaries. And I felt that within my own life, I was reestablishing boundaries on the limitations of chronic illness. I couldn't wait to get up in the morning. I was really enjoying, this was play. Just pure play. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and please play.